Washington, D.C.'s skyline, highlighting Capitol Hill and the national monuments, is unmistakable. But what should our skyline look like in the future? Should our civic structures remain prominent, or should other buildings grow taller to accommodate growth? These are a few of the questions informing the Height Master Plan for Washington, D.C. This congressionally requested study to evaluate the Federal Height Act is jointly conducted by the National Capital Planning Commission and the District of Columbia Office of Planning. We're considering if the Height Act continues to serve federal and local interests and if there are opportunities to recommend strategic changes to the 100-year-old federal law. The Height Act was spurred by construction of the Cairo Building in 1894. At 164 feet tall, it towered above neighboring structures and was beyond the reach of fire safety equipment of the time. In response, Congress enacted the Height of Buildings Act of 1910, which continues to shape building heights in Washington, D.C. Along commercial streets, the maximum height is 130 feet and 90 feet for residential streets. Only on Pennsylvania Avenue between the U.S. Capitol and the White House can buildings rise to 160 feet. While the federal law sets maximum building heights, the district's comprehensive plan and zoning regulations are often more restrictive. The work underway on the Height Master Plan won't examine these city requirements. Reflecting the Height Act's continuing role shaping Washington's skyline and unique character, our work on the Height Master Plan is guided by these three core principles. Ensure the prominence of federal landmarks and monuments by preserving their views and setting. Maintain the horizontality of the monumental city skyline. And minimize negative impacts to nationally significant historic resources, including the L'Enfant Plan. In the future, how might the Height Act influence Washington's identity and growth, both as the nation's capital and as a thriving city? We expect more people, a more diversified economy, and changing technologies and practices that will affect how and where we'll work and live. There are three phases of the study. The first phase explores the study principles and identifies federal and local interests related to building height. And we are documenting numerous peer cities and the various methods they use to manage their skylines. For Phase 2, in late July, we're examining the economic impact of changes in building heights, including construction costs. We're creating visual models to illustrate the potential impacts to the topographic bowl, the L'Enfant City, and at locations already designated by the city for long-term growth. Additionally, we're looking at impacts on panoramic and street-level views from publicly accessible locales around the city. In Phase 3, the results of these studies and modeling will be applied to prepare a draft report and recommendations. Both will be available for public comment in September. After deliberation and public hearings, the final report and recommendations will be provided to Congress later in the fall of 2013. We're counting on you to attend the Height Master Plan public meetings, look at the materials online, and provide us your comments at every phase.